Right, everything seems to be happening in Las Vegas at the minute, with the NRL's double header fast approaching, while Aussie boxing world champ Tszyu also continues his preparations for this dream fight in America's entertainment capital. So let's get an update. No Limit CEO George Rose joins us on the desk before he makes the trip there as well. George, good to have your company. So you're about to rack up the frequent flyer miles because you're bouncing back between stateside and Australia. So just bring us up to speed firstly. How's Tim going? It's been around 3 weeks now. Yeah. You'll soon get to lay eyes on him, but preparations are continuing okay?
Yeah, going fantastic. He's right in the depth of the serious stuff right now. So 3 weeks in the States, plenty of sparring, plenty of training, plenty of acclimatising. So I'm about to throw a spanner in the works next week when I turn up and ask him to have a bit of fun at the footy. But he's really well and truly on track for what's going to be a big welcome to America.
That might be a little circuit breaker, getting him into a game of footy, because he's got a fair team, and so do you, and they're playing each other.
Yeah, look, and, I didn't want to break his hopes, but I think, Manly versus South Sydney, he's a Rabbitoh. I'm a Sea Eagle, obviously, and there's a good chance that he'll go home happy, I think.
Look, he fights at the end of the month. Just tell us why it's so important and what happens beyond this fight if the right result.
Yeah, look, it's huge for Tim. So, first guy to headline a US pay-per-view, the opening of Amazon Prime in America, getting into boxing. They've moved on from Showtime. Now it's Amazon Prime. Tszyu is the headline guy for that. So, a huge achievement for Tim to be even mentioned, to be on a card like that, let alone headline it himself. So, it's his entry to Vegas. It's the big fight. Keith Thurman, well-known American champion, has only ever lost to Manny Pacquiao, and he's a guy with a big mouth who Tim's looking to shut up.
How worried are you? Because he's got some resume. I know he hasn't fought a lot in the last few years, but experience on his side.
Absolutely, and that's what he's good for. Like, every time he's put on a great performance, it's been on the back of a big layoff. So, I'm genuinely worried about him, and I know he's been waiting for his chance to come out and make a statement again. He's a guy with a great resume, absolutely great resume. That loss to Pacquiao is the only flaw on his resume, but this was his comeback after a big layoff, this Barrios fight, and he absolutely dominated it against a world-rated guy. He had plenty to say at the press conference. He's a really good energy. I don't like him. I'm not liking him right now, but he's got great energy for the fight, and it's a great opportunity for Tim to really shut him up and make a statement to America that Tszyu is here. He's ready for the USA takeover.
That's at the end of the month. Still plenty for you and No Limit in between all that, particularly back home. Tell us about Wollongong.
Yeah, March Mayhem. We've got 3 fights here in Australia before we head over. 2 in Sydney, 1 in Wollongong. We've got Phoenix and Las Vegas to finish the year, but Sam Goodman headlining his first pay-per-view event in his own hometown in what's been a massive grudge match. Him and Mark Schleibs. It was a grudge match that I didn't think was going to happen. I remember this moment at the press conference in particular. I did not expect it. I felt like it was my 2 kids fighting each other, and it absolutely broke out.
You almost had to step in.
I did, and I'm glad they're not heavyweights.
Yeah,
I'm glad they're not heavyweights. But there's genuine bad blood filling, and Mark Schleibs has got a mouth on him, but very much like Keith Thurman. And then you've got Sam Goodman, who's a hometown hero, representing Wollongong, putting on a show for his family, for his friends, everyone who's supported him in this journey so far. It's his big chance to make a statement in Wollongong and really own the town.
Well, we've seen the influence of Zoo Castle and how big that's been. I mean, we'll obviously get to see it on Main Event if he can't get to Wollongong. Just trying to describe for those who haven't been to one of these before, it is a pretty epic experience.
Absolutely. And that's what, I love a good time. I love a good show. If it wasn't a good night, I'd be absolutely filthy. So, we stand by what we do. And, you come to the box and you enjoy a fight, but you enjoy the whole experience. So it'll be a really good one in Wollongong, absolutely. So anybody who's got a chance, particularly the locals, get behind your local boy. He's there to put on a show. He's going to be a champion later in the year. He's got big things coming.
All right, safe travels. Great to catch up with you. We'll talk again soon, no doubt.
Thank you very much, mate.
George Rose, the CEO of No Limit Boxing. Of course, you can see all those on Main Event.